Welcome back to Quick and Dirty Marketing. Today, we're going to continue with the 5 fingers of death strategy, the last finger. This is our 5th video in this series. Today's video is all about messaging, right? So what are the minimum messaging strategies that you need to have when you construct out a good automated marketing plan for your business. So stick with me. I'm going to take you right over to the desktop and we're going to walk through that portion of our layout. Okay guys, so welcome to the desktop. So this is our map that's been part of this whole series, and today we're gonna focus in on the messaging part. And I say messaging because in this case we're definitely looking at emails, but they could also be text messages, right? So messaging just kind of covers both realities, and frankly both work well. And we have up in here in our review system, we definitely have a lot of SMS going. We have that going on right here. So this is an example of some SMS in this messaging group. Right here, we've got all this email stuff. So here's the minimum that I think is really important. And, one of the things with email in general that's challenging is, when do you start is the question. And my answer to that is the minute you have one email is a good time to start. Certainly if you're sitting on a list of, even 500 or 1,000 emails, which would by most standards be kind of the beginning of something, but still a small list, you need to stay in front of those people and be talking to them, and don't let that list cool down and get iced over, because then, by the time you start emailing them again, they're sort of like, why am I on this list? And none. So you really want to stick with people, and it goes into that same, methodology that I'm always talking about, which is staying in front of people, dripping on them, and being there consistently over long periods of time is going to earn you a lot more business when they have a problem come up in their life that you can solve, right? Because timing is something, remember, we've always talked about timing is the variable you can't control, but you can control your actions around that. So this is a great way to automate those actions, make sure you're communicating, giving value, and staying in front of that person so that when, the time comes that they need you, you're there. So the first one I really like to have is anytime you get a new, and this is written up as new patient, but new client, new customer, okay, you're going to want to put them through what I call an indoctrination, okay? So that looks like a series of emails, and we typically do these out like 2 weeks to 3 weeks, and they're kind of, the time on this is punchy. It's one every other day, okay? And what we're doing in this indoctrination email series here is we're indoctrinating them to the business. We're teaching them everything about the business, and that could be lots of different things, like why it's founded, the other locations, different services you have, the cross-sell, upsells, and downsells that you may or may not offer, right? Or that you definitely need to be thinking about. So those are all in there. Basically how to deepen and solidify that early part of the relationship with a new customer. This indoctrination series is really important. One of the things we personally do here is our indoctrination series shows our clients how to work with us and get the most out of the relationship with us. So what tools do they have now that they've come on board? Where do they get those? These are videos you can watch to teach you some things. All of that stuff, just added value. Really, the point of that is not necessarily to make you more money, but to make them more aware of the opportunity they have inside this relationship with you, okay? So I think, 7 to 12 emails, 10 days to 2 weeks, try to get it all done inside that. You can definitely do video in here to add a lot of dynamic content, send them email with a video, welcome video, here's how to do more with us video, something you may not have known about us video, here are the tools you have as a customer video, here's our programs you want to enroll in, rebate, points, loyalty, all that stuff, all in this indoctrination series, okay? The next one is this big warmer. So after they come out of indoctrination, okay, after they come out of the indoctrination series with all of this, and right here you'll see we even have a follow-up phone call that's triggered on this one. But after they come out of that, we want to stick with them for the long term. So they bounce up here to this long email series. And in this case, and this is what I love to do, especially for our medical offices, and our kind of core business is we set up almost a year's worth of consistent emails that are going to be value add, timeless content. This is evergreen content right here that always applies to whatever your niche is. Okay. Whatever your niche might be, this is the time honored material and content that, you can give to your clients. So, if you run a landscaping business, this is, a year's worth of cool stuff. And if you set this up in a good system, if it is seasonal, you can actually have these trigger based on time of the year. You can have them trigger based on enrollment. You can have them trigger based on some programmatic stuff, or you could have branches in this campaign. Like if somebody expresses interest, you can add in a couple more along that interest line. So there's a lot of creative stuff in here. But again, minimally, my belief and what we encourage and do a lot of and typically build for most of our clients is somewhere around 8 to 12 months worth of content. And I like to set them at about every 5 days. And it's not once a week. It becomes random so that they're not getting in a ritual thing with you. It keeps hitting on different days of the week and so forth. It's kind of like a mixer time frame. 5 days is, not synced with any sort of calendar or weekly event. So it's just going to start to randomize. So I love that strategy. And so, if you want to do, a year's worth, it's say 350 divided by 5. So, that's what you're going to need to come up with. So, this is a kind of a beast and people, are always tentative about having to write all this stuff. But I promise you, if you've been in business for a while and you've been serving your clients, you actually have this content. The other thing is you can outsource the writing or get somebody involved or get somebody like us to help you set it up, build it, and get it working for you. The beauty of this is you can sleep at night all the time knowing that your existing customers are always being communicated with. This is a huge safety net for your business that somebody that does come in stays in. This is your force field against your competition. This prevents them from jumping the fence and feeling like they're being ignored, they're not important to you. Get them on a list and make them feel important. And then every once in a while down in here somewhere, pop them a little offer or discount to get them back in if, and there's nothing wrong with that. But in general, this is really just about giving and staying in touch and being proactive on your communication. It sounds like a chore, but I promise you that it's part of the bigger 5-finger approach that we have here on our big map. And ignoring any one of these really, kind of has an exponential negative effect. It all works together well. When you start cheaping out because of workload or some small costs and stuff, you really kind of start hurting yourself. So get on this indoctrination series first, and then work on this, and then you got to automate this stuff. So you got to have a good email platform that you're working with. If you guys need help with that, of course, reach out to us. And let's just do a little wrap up, and I'll leave you with this to get started on. All right, guys. So that was the layout of our entire, kind of the minimums I think are important for messaging. And you may do those with SMS and email. You may do them just with email, and either one is fine. But I'm telling you that, years of working on this stuff, businesses, my clients that set up robust indoctrination and long tail warmers or follower series are always doing better than the folks that have resisted it. And there's just nothing like being a good communicator with your clients. You need to protect yourself from your competition. Be there when they're having trouble so that they feel like you're not, that you haven't ignored them. Okay. So get out there, get started on that. I'm not even going to recommend a platform if you guys know anything, but there's plenty of, options for email platforms and so forth. But figure out what your timing and your requirements are. If you need help, we're always here for you. And hopefully, this kind of gets you motivated to take control of that stuff. Because one of the things I'll leave you with is setting it up now and then not having to do much with it for the next year is the best feeling ever. Feeling like you've got to scramble every week to post social media. Oh, somebody's got to write an email on it. Get all this crap automated as much as possible so you can get back to running your business and serving your customers and figuring out how to drive profits. If this video's helped you out, go ahead and give me a like. I love that. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks so much for watching.